Okay, so we're going to look at rational and irrational numbers. A rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction. So the number 3 can be written as 3 over 1. A percentage, like 25%, can be rewritten as 25 over 100. And then you would simplify that to 1/4. 1/4 would be a fraction, and then a decimal. Let's say we had this one, 0.17. So 17 hundredths. That would be 17 over 100. Those are all rational numbers. All right. Now, the next ones that we're going to look at are irrational numbers. Neat little pattern where they can be written as a nice bundled up little fraction. Now, an example of an irrational number would be the square root of 3. Now, when you do the square root of 3 on a calculator, you're going to get this 1.73200508, and you're going to keep on going. So you're not going to get a pattern. It's not going to end. It's not going to terminate like the ones above did. These terminated. This one is just going to keep going forever. And it doesn't have a pattern. Okay, another one that you'll see that's an irrational number is pi. And you guys know that pi is about 3.14 more numbers forever. Now, one thing I do want to make sure that you understand, just because I use the radical sign there for that 3, square root of 3, doesn't mean every time you see one of them, you're not going to have, that's going to be an irrational number. So let's look at what I'm talking about. The square root of 2 is irrational because it's going to be weirdness. But if I had the square root of 4, that is the number 2, which can be written as 2 over 1. So you have to pay attention to what you have. Now, the next part of this that I want to put with this is order. Now, you've already learned how to put fractions, decimals, and percents in order, least to greatest, greatest to least, whatever they want to choose. You've already compared them. Well, the same thing with these square roots, these irrational numbers. All you need to do is find out the square root and drop it in. So let's look at this. If I have, let's say, 2/3 square root of 5, let's say 3%. Let me get rid of that. Looks like a 6 instead of a percent sign. 3%, so I have and 0.8. All right, they're all in different formats. I want to make sure they're all in the same format. So underneath in blue, I'm going to put them all into decimal. So 3% is 0.03. 2/3 is 0.66 with the bar on it. It's that repeating one. And then 5, I actually have to put into a calculator and hit the square root button, and I'm going to get 2.23. All right, let me change that color so you see it better. 2.23. Now, if I had to put them from greatest to least, they don't have you put your answers in the decimal format. You need to compare them in decimal format, but when you actually put them on an answer key, you're going to have them with their original. So you're going to have the square root of 5, and I'm going greatest to least. All right, that checks that one. I'm going to have 0.8, 0.66 was 2/3, wasn't it? I almost made my own mistake. And the smallest one was 3%. Okay,